Ours spring, a time when a man's fancy turns to love, or as the case is here, to fashion. Yes, it's that time of the year again, when the Australian fashion industry struts its stuff on the catwalk at Melbourne Spring Fashion Week. At the end of Melbourne Spring Fashion Week, the focus is on male models and men's health. Promoting a healthy body image is important for the fashion industry since the federal government launched a national advisory body into promoting healthy images of young women and men in the media. In light of the federal government announcing national guidelines to the fashion industry when it comes to body image, are Australian men becoming increasingly concerned with body image? Reese Ullick, winner of Make Me a Supermodel and male ambassador for Melbourne Spring Fashion Week, believes they are.
I guess the images people see of males or of sports stars or of models, so I guess there is that portrayal of being fit and being healthy, and maybe that does put pressure on the average Joe, I guess, in that respect, yeah.
Marketing Director for Melbourne fashion designer Dom Bagnato, Melina Bagnato, also believes it is a concern that young men in the fashion industry often look too thin rather than too bulky.
I think it's a really fine line, because I also think now they look a little bit too skinny. I think they almost look a bit malnutritioned, a bit feminine almost, which is not a problem, it's just that they don't look very healthy the other way.
Youth Minister Kate Ellis announced recently that the government plans to implement a guideline checklist to encourage the fashion industry to adopt healthier images, including refraining from using models who are very thin or male models who are excessively muscular. Jared Scott, a model with Scene Model Management, also welcomes the federal government launching the Healthy Body Image Initiative.
I definitely agree there. Obviously you don't have to be super fit, but just living a healthy lifestyle is absolutely necessary nowadays. So.
He also believes that body image is becoming a growing concern among young men.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously with girls it's a massive factor, but with guys it's actually starting to get pretty big as well, especially I think more overseas. It's getting a lot like that.
James Furness, hairstylist for Kevin Murphy, also believes that men's body image in the fashion industry is generally positive and healthy, as opposed to the often stick-thin image of women in fashion.
I think it's actually really positive because it's, number one, there's an element of well-being about it all, which is great. I think I'm 39 now, and looking at these young guys in comparison to when I was that age, we didn't really care a lot about education. We weren't that fussed about our diets or our exercise, all that sort of stuff, whereas these days it's becoming paramount in the way they exist. So the modern young man these days is actually quite fit, quite intelligent, quite strong.
And so, as Melbourne Spring Fashion Week draws to a close, it would appear that Australian men are becoming more concerned with their appearance. But as fashion industry experts believe, that may not be necessarily a bad thing, especially if they are also concerned with their health. Evelyn Jowett reporting for Deakin News.